Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are back for the 7th wheel cheese fail. We told you guys we were gonna grease this bitch until the wheels just literally broke in half. True story, I had a car that the wheel legitimately just fell off.
Yes, that happened.
And rolled down the street.
That happened.
And that's what we're gonna do with this.
Yeah. Well, we've got 3 wheels left. Depending on which wheel we lose next, it could get tricky. But for now, we're still looking good.
And we starting off with a 2v2.
Oh, okay.
On this wheel cheese fail marathon.
All right, so there's hope. We've got twice the hope. Mr. MaximusBlack,
yep.
Hit me up with the sound of twice the hope.
I believe. I don't know, man. It's too early for these tricky ass.
I believe.
That's two times the hope.
You believe with 2 different inflections.
All right, so it is a 2v2. Up top right, we have got Bruce Lee, like Bruce Lee.
Bruce Lee.
And we have BDP, and down here in the bottom area, we have Course and Bunky.
Amazing.
Unfortunately, I can't put up the...
No matter how hard you try,
yeah, it just doesn't.
It's just not going to happen.
It doesn't do it.
You can try, but it's just not going to happen.
And it looks like we have got a cannon rush right off the bat.
I mean, you're running what, double Protoss?
Yep.
That's going to happen.
Well, it's yeah, actually, yeah, they are both Protoss. One guy is cannon rushing, the other dude is just expanding. He's going right for the gold.
All right.
This looks like it might actually work here. He's put 2 good placement of pylons, so he can't really get a full surround on either of these. He just won't do enough DPS at once. And the cannons do go off. He's going to lose the Zealot here, and he's going to lose like 2 probes. No, just 1. He managed to get rid of the pylon and the cannons that were brewing over here, but Bunky now in a good position. 2
in place. I want to say that forward cannon might hit that gas if it goes down.
Yeah, it'll be very close.
It'll be on the tip there, but that gives him an awfully good opportunity to move in closer. That's exactly what he's going to do. And I don't think he's got a whole hell of a lot of options but to just take it right now.
Yeah, the only thing that he could have done in this situation would have been to get a mothership core out and put a pylon down immediately, and then overcharging that, obviously, and just not allowing any of this to get here. Or just getting out a stalker and picking off a probe if you can. Unfortunately, he just didn't have any gas. He just started getting gas.
No.
He's been very preoccupied dealing with these cannons. And on the meanwhile, Bunky is down here at the Zerg's base, but unfortunately he can't get any closer because of the creep.
No, but again, that might be just barely in range of the gas. Just annoying enough to be worth the 250 minerals that he spent on it.
Yeah.
Maybe. But I think all that needed to happen is to tie the hands up of one of them because, like you said, his partner in crime there expanded to gold.
Yep.
And that's going to give them a heck of an advantage here moving forward. This is actually so bad now that his partner is trying to come over here and help him. And that's going to give them even more time and perhaps even chew up what little units. We've already lost a couple of roaches here.
Yeah, this guy's trying to get fancy and like microing these roaches against these 3 cannons. It's just not going to happen.
No.
And unfortunately, he's going to waste units. He's still going to lose this base. He does go ahead and grab the gold right away, so that was smart. Meanwhile, we do have a little bit of a rush going on over here, but these Zealots aren't going to do. Oh, you know what? They are going to kill some probes, surprisingly.
Yeah, they're going to get a couple. At this point, anything is putting them in the right direction.
That did quite a bit of damage, man. He has not got a lot of probes left.
No, and he needed every probe he can get because at this point he's invested so heavily. If his partner doesn't pull this out and do great things with his fresh new gold expansion, then it could get a little hairy. What is his partner currently up to, Mr. Black?
Well, he just started getting gas not that long ago, so he's just starting to brew it up now. I don't know. This is the 3rd time I said brew today. I don't know what's going on with that.
Is that the word of the day? Is brew?
It's possible. He is just pumping out some Zealots. Obviously not going to do a lot, knowing that his opponent is going roaches. Maybe he's just getting something there to block off the front. He's just got 1 cannon in this Artosis pylon. He's got actually 2 pylons to do his entire base. This seems like a really low-level game.
You don't say. What was your first? What was your first clue into that? Perhaps the lack of a mothership core?
The lack of a mothership core, gas, too many cannons, allowing 2 zealots to wreck pretty much your whole mineral line.
Trying to out-micro 5 cannons with 4 roaches.
You know, it's one of those good bad games where it's like, you know...
This has got promise to actually drag out so long that both sides will actually have units to fight with. And here we are with a little bit right now. He's going to try and micro those zealots back as he should be, so that's good. That was needed. He's going to grab that last zealot if he's lucky. Okay, no. He got some assistance there.
Well, it looks like he's going to be able to just walk into Bunky's base. He should be able to clean all this up. These stalkers are just not enough unless he becomes like a kiting master, and just judging by what we've seen earlier, no.
Just kill the pylon. Yeah. Or the cannon. There's only one cannon. Or do that. I mean, at this point, I'd be more concerned with either taking out probes or taking out tech and just walking away, because you need to be careful not to get yourself trapped. You walked yourself up into this base right now. There's the first immortal.
Yep.
Rip stalker. Freebie.
Yep.
That one immortal is going to make a huge difference here.
Oh, this should be enough to clean it up, especially now that he's morphing in some Ravagers. It's going to be Rip the Dream.
Life choices.
He could actually get through this without losing any stalkers if he starts microing those back.
He could. The option was on the table.
Oh, he only lost 1 stalker.
Oh, look at that!
2 stalkers. All right, wasn't too bad. But if he was microing a little bit, he could have definitely got out of there without losing a single unit.
I'm gonna give him a solid 6 out of 10 on effort on that one.
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad.
He saved 1.
It looks like Bruce Lee is gonna go ahead and grab a 2nd gold. Now he's gonna be running on 2 golds. He's got that Stargate, opening up some oracles. Oracles may do some damage. Well, not really, because there's these 2 cannons here. Yeah, I'm not really sure. These guys, you know, it's one of those newbie games where if you were at a higher level game,
you could call it.
You could get that because, you know, even people that are diamond and above know that getting cannons, or at least getting 3 cannons or 2 cannons per base, is an absolute waste of minerals. It slows down your tech and usually just loses you the game flat out. But when you're playing some lower level tier stuff, a lot of people just feel like, hey, defense is good. I need more of it. The more I have, the harder it is for them to get in the base, which is true to an extent, but it's just not.
At this level, where you don't have the macro micro ability, a couple of cannons is probably going to be the difference sometimes between you surviving and not.
Absolutely.
It's almost like in any other competitive game that have different tiers like StarCraft does, where you have to play to the rank that you're at, not necessarily just because of your skill level, but because of the strategies that you're going to come up against other people doing.
Yep.
So sometimes toss a couple of cannons. I mean, he had like 10 in there. I'd be like, all right, bro.
Yeah.
Slow your roll down. That's a bit excessive.
I know what you're saying, but if you guys want to get better at the game,
if you want to get good,
you're gonna have to discipline yourself, because you will die to rushes and bullshit like oracles and stuff like that.
Good habits early.
Exactly, because once you get into these bad habits, and it's really tough to shake those. Whether it's hotkey habits, not upgrading habits. My biggest habit, my bad habit right now, is never getting combat shields. Now I play Terran, I always get stim. Stim is great. I say 90% of the time I get combat shields. I have my chat at 5 minutes into the game, spam get combat shields, and then once every minute after the 5-minute mark, they spam get combat shields until I finally get combat shields.
Well, you have a whole group of people holding your hand through the process.
That's right.
Getting that help. Now here's a question as somebody who was Protoss for a long time, obviously. We're talking about securing bases with cannons. There has to be situations in which, like, throwing down a cannon can't possibly be the worst thing in the world. Like, if you're up against, like, a Zerg and you're expanding early, depending on the build you're going, there, like, maybe 1 cannon can't be...
No, it's not at all. When you're getting your, like, 3rd and 4th, it's actually kind of standard to get a couple of cannons and properly position your gateways and stuff around your nexus. So that lings can't, surround and stuff like that. I'm talking about early on getting a forge, putting on a bunch of cannons
in your main.
Especially even in PvP, you get you get DT run bys, Oracle hits, even drops from Terran. A cannon or 2 can kind of put medevacs in a sticky situation, but it's not one of those things where you want to open up forge and prioritize getting defense before you get the offense. It's usually when you're pushing out a little bit later on. But we do have a big battle here. A nice surround with the Lings. They got a couple of Void Rays in the back dealing damage. some really good force fields, but he's going to put himself in the center for those mixtapes that are dropping down. Beautiful force fields, though, I will say.
Yeah.
I think maybe a little bit too much. If you not have gotten like 1 or 2 of these bottom force fields, he could have started kiting downwards, and then these units would have been stuck. He would have been able to kill off a couple of Ravagers or Roaches that are coming around the side. The Lings were beautiful. I love that he put the force fields down so they didn't do crazy amount of damage, even though there was a surround. But, you know, there's just small little things that kind of high-level players would be doing, but very well done in a really bad situation for a low-level game.
I can't hate on those force fields. If it was a one-on-one situation where he was up against a Zerg, which obviously we saw him prioritize the Zerg units, as he should have in that situation, that would have been a beautiful fight for him.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that he was in a dangerous situation with those Lings, that would have been fantastic. Unfortunately for him, the Ravagers came out while the Void Rays and everything else were tickling him from a distance, and really turned the situation from worst case scenario into not so worst case scenario.
We have got a mothership in this bitch. You know what? This is the first game of the day, and it ain't bad.
No, it's not terrible. I mean, any first game of the day, if I see a mothership, I'm down for that.
This ain't bad.
And we got a Tempest now out on the field. Looking good indeed. Can we get the production tabs up here?
Yeah, sure.
There we go. All right, so we've got the classic upgrade everything at once going on for Bruce Lee right now.
Yep.
Even wants those plasma shields non-stop. Has there been please tell me, somebody in chat that watches a lot more StarCraft than I do these days, which isn't hard really. You watch like a game a week, you're good. There has to be somebody, some crazy bastard, some probably Korean dude, who prioritizes plasma shields in some matchup to do some sort of crazy build.
I don't even know about that.
There's got to be something stupid. Like, you got to imagine somebody has been wild enough to say, you know what? I feel so bad about the plasma shield upgrade that I'm going to bust my ass for the next 2 months to come out with a situation in which I can actually use it.
I don't think so, man. You know what? I actually don't think there is such a thing that even exists.
Man, come on, Koreans!
Nah. I mean,
somebody has to be able to make that thing valuable.
The only thing I can think of is like a Zealot Archon push against Zerg, but you're still better off getting weapons.
I mean, late game PvP is like the only time it ever happens.
Well, of course you got to get shields,
in mirrored matchups. But like other than that, I was just, you know, come on.
Yeah, I mean, I'll get level 3 plasma shields in any matchup as long as I have my 3/3 on my weapons and armor. But to my knowledge, there is zero build. Like, not even an unorthodox fuckery build. Where you're like, you know, I'm gonna start off the shields. And I'm gonna do this, like, 6.5 minute timing where the shields are just too much to overcome. Nah, just get weapons.
Rip the dream.
Alright, so we got some Lings, we got some mixtapes dropping. The mixtapes are actually gonna blow up some of the own Lings. Nice, blink backwards, got the Archons in the front tanking damage. But he's getting surrounded again. There's the mothership. And that is going to be bad news bears. Can't see shit there, and he's got to back off. And, of course, he's going to be able to cloak up his partner's units and everything. And there it is. Well, he's going to have to back up here. Got a carrier, a Tempest. Like, this guy's got one of everything.
No, unfortunately, yeah, he's kind of had to do this all on his own because his partner's not really been able to fully catch up yet.
Yeah, this is like me at an all-you-can-eat buffet.
Like,
you know, I'm gonna have an egg roll, 1 slice of pizza. I'm gonna have 2 chicken balls. I'm gonna have like 2 big things of rice.
Where the fuck you eating?
I'm gonna have some honey garlic spare ribs. I'm gonna have. I'm gonna get, when I go to the dessert, I'm gonna have a little brownie. I'm gonna get a little piece of apple pie. I'm gonna have a little bowl of ice cream. You know, I'm gonna get one of everything.
What fucking all-you-can-eat buffet with Chinese food? You eating pizza?
Well, no, usually, like, if I'm, like, in Vegas or something, they have, like, big all-you-can-eat buffets, and then they try to appeal to everybody, so they have a little bit of everything. They have sushi, they've got, like, you can get steak, you can get whatever you want.
Some of these just sound like projectile vomiting waiting to happen.
Oh, it's bad.
Yeah.
Oh, it's bad.
Yeah.
You know, it's basically 90% less than mediocre, and then, like, 1 or 2 dishes that they're known for that are good.
And they're always out because everybody knows that they're
eats
good.
them. Yeah.
There you go.
Like, you're constantly waiting for the next tray to come in, but you're like, you know what, fuck it, I'll have this shitty slice of pizza.
You haven't hit rock bottom until you're at an all-you-can-eat buffet that specializes in Jell-O desserts.
Rip. Nah.
That's That's you know you've hit some all-time low. You go up to the dessert counter, and they've got Costco cookies and Jell-O.
Healthy.
That's where you've hit fucking rock bottom.
Real
bud.
healthy.
Well, as much as Course tried to actually hold that, he just couldn't do it.
No.
The cannon rush did not pay off long term. His buddy was not capable of bringing that back in time to actually be of any use to him whatsoever. And he just got, understandably steamrolled by two much stronger opponents.
Yeah, this is a really solid game,
solid.
And it makes me kind of want to cast more 2v2s. So keep submitting those 2v2s in. And the cheese did fail this time around. It was a good start, but those couple of zealots that brought down, super underrated this game, destroyed all kinds of probes, left them down to like 8, and basically forced Blue to do all the heavy lifting. And Zerg shut down his other cannon rush very quickly, and then it just spiraled from there. He even did a good job at creep spreading. They took the majority of the map.
Yep.
Some very good attempts to micro here. You could tell these people are still learning, but very well done for the level of play, getting upgrades. I mean, just a solid, normal ass.
That's just a solid.
Game.
That's some textbook 2v2, except not, because if it was textbook, the game would have been over in the first 5 minutes.
They tried to end it in 5 minutes.
They did try to end it in
just
5
didn't work.
minutes. It just didn't work out that way. So I guess I can't even really say textbook. I'm just gonna say good.
But yeah, we want to give a shout out to our one and only sponsor, JORD, for this. I know that the banner there says $20 off. It's actually 5% off using the promo code BOUS.
Yeah. We didn't have graphics prepped for this scenario, unfortunately, but it ends up working out to be on some or even most watches. Roughly that much anyway.
Roughly that same amount. So yeah, big shout out and thank you to JORD. We are working on some more stuff we'll talk about a little bit later on today. And make sure to go and join the giveaway in the description of this video. If you're watching this on Twitch, you can type in !JORD or !giveaway and go and sign up. We will be back in just a moment with game number 2, not off to a bad start.